Flat Tracker, go, go, go!
The Kelpie Flat Track Pod, brought to you by our partners, shreddesign.co for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, Euroka Fencing for all your rural farming fencing needs, classic wheels, spokes and Otway Hydro Blasting, making your old girl look new again, and of course Kelpie, keeping you on track for longer. Now let's get into the episode. All right, beautiful. So here we are, another Kelpie Pod interview. I almost forgot the name of the pod, Kelpie Flat Track Pod interview. We've got young Jed Fyffe and his dad, Matt Fyffe. Do you prefer Matthew or Matt? It doesn't matter, Matt.
Matt's fine, Darcy. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So we've got them here for an interview pod with us. Jed's first pod, which is fantastic. And it's also, Jed, you're our very first junior on the pod. I don't think we've had anyone under the age of 16. So why don't we start there? We've got Tom Northey with us as well. Why don't you just tell us how old you are, where you live, and the bikes that you're racing at the moment?
I'm 12 years old. We're in Gindera, New South Wales, and I normally ride the 85, but we've been practicing a bit on the 250.
Yeah, cool. And any other bikes? Because I know it's just not dirt bikes that you do.
Well, we've been borrowed a 85 road bike to practice on, and we've also got a 125 road bike that I'm not old enough to ride yet, but it's a bit of a, I guess you could call a bike that you keep because it's kind of a special bike.
Cool. What's special about it? Was that Dad's or something? Or
It's a Grand Prix kind of bike. They used to race it in the Grand Prix, so.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And so when are you 13? When can you step up to a 250?
Next year, July the 5th. So if we go to America next year, when we get back, I'll be able to ride the 250.
Race it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, right. Yeah, so you're riding it now, getting a bit of seat time, getting comfortable with it. How do you like the extra power?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, yeah. It makes that smile that just came over your face then, I reckon. And I heard, we won't say the size of the bike, but I heard you got to ride Luke Goff's bike, and that made you smile too.
Definitely.
Awesome. So at the moment, you're our points leader in the first official full year of Aussie Flat Track Nationals. What do you think about that series? How are you enjoying? Obviously, like you said, just before you just said that you're hoping to go back to America. So you've spent a bit of time over there, and now you're getting to race on the same sort of or similar setup to over there in your own country. How's that feel? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, well, I love going over to America and racing, so it's good that they're trying to make a series out of it. So we can get more practice, so when we do go over, it's not much different. Hopefully we can have some more series or more riding on those tyres, but so far it's pretty fun.
Right, and what's the difference between the tracks? Is there huge differences? I know they use sort of a bit more clay tracks over there than rather cushion tracks like we sort of have here. What are your thoughts about that?
The tracks are kind of similar, like because they have cushion and clay, like blue groove tracks. So you can ride cushion, and I think the only kind of difference is their tracks are a bit more open and wider.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I was talking to you at the might have been Appen actually, and you were saying about the mile tracks, how big they are compared to our tracks, and yeah, that we don't have anything like that over here, do we? What do you reckon about the competition? Do you think it's just as tough here as it over there when you go and do the Am Nationals over there?
Well, I'm kind of used to the competition here. Like there's a certain, I guess you could say, group of boys that are my main competition, but there is people getting quicker, and over there they're probably similar. Some are a little bit quicker, like they're hard to keep up with. Like obviously over here they are as well, but it's just different, and it's good to ride with other people.
All right, and being so young, I was looking on Dad's Facebook page before because he puts all your results up and everything for you, and it's a good place to check out Jed if you're friends with what's going on with Jed. It looks like you guys are travelling just about every weekend. Do you have mates at school that race as well, or what's that do for your friendships?
No one at school races. They're all like AFL, the Australian Football League mainly.
Oh yeah, and what do they think about your racing? Do they think you're a bit crazy? Do they actually understand what you go out and do, or are they just fixed on their footy and don't really listen to what you're talking about?
think they quite understand, and I don't think they realise like how big of a thing it is. But I guess they're not to know until you kind of do it, really.
Yeah, right. And what is it that you do love about riding motorcycles? Because I'm thinking you started fairly young.
Well, I love the speed and like the, I guess you could say, training that goes into it. Like it's not just easy. You can just hop on a bike every weekend and just twist the throttle. Like you actually different stuff actually come into it to be able to race.
You know, I noticed. I saw a post on Facebook. I think you must have put it up, Matt, of you practicing a pretty cool technique, taking one hand off the bars and doing a bit of a. How's that going? Have you mastered it?
Well, I was practicing in it, and then after that video, like after that try, I crashed.
Oh, did you?
Early coming in, and then I crashed, and then I kind of lost my confidence to do it. I haven't been doing much, but I'm just practicing kind of taking my hand off slightly.
Yeah, baby steps. That's the way to go. And do you actually do drills at home, or do you just get on and ride? Because it's pretty. I've got a track at home too. And it's pretty hard, especially on your own. Just to like even just riding around, I get a bit bored to be honest. I like it when like Brendan comes over or someone comes over, and then we can practice racecraft. Do you dad get on a bike and practice with you, or what do
Yeah.
you do in the backyard?
My sisters have a 125, so sometimes Dad hops on that to try to keep up. But it's probably not the best bike because I'm on the 110, he's on the 125. It's not the easiest to keep up, but we sometimes do drills. Like if I have to work on something, I'll just work on that mainly and like just practice my technique. So when I go to a race meet, it's just natural to be able to do it. And I still enjoy riding around as much as I'm training. Like when we came back from Brisbane that same day, I just done like 100 or 200 laps just on the track, just having fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, awesome. And Matt, we'll throw it over to you for a minute. Motorcycling's been through the family. Your old man was a motorcyclist, and then was he a racer as well? And so racing's gone right through the family.
Yeah, he is, and he still is, Darcy. So dad's a road racer, and he's raced classic bikes for probably the last 15 to 20 years. And yeah, he still gets out on them a bit, and still doing a little bit of racing. And yeah, I've done a bit of road racing over the years, and then sort of went to flat track after I finished my road racing career. So yeah,
You're right. How old were you when you were doing? I'm guessing it was the Australian dirt track setup, or were you on 19s?
Yep, nah, just the Australian setup. So
Yeah. And how old were you when you were doing that?
I was probably in my mid 30s or early 30s when I started doing dirt track. So I just used dirt, just to hone my road race skills, and sort of fell in love with it and thought, why didn't I do this when I was younger? Yeah, that's
You can still be doing it. Do you go and do any club days or anything?
Yeah, I haven't probably in the last 12 months, but before that I did, yeah, I do a bit of local stuff and go here and there. And yeah, but I do love it. It's just, yeah, sort of concentrating on Jed's racing at the moment. So,
Yeah, well, he's definitely doing lots of it, isn't he? So it'll be keeping you busy on bike maintenance and all that sort of stuff. And you said before, Jed, that you got a loan road bike. What's the story with that? Was that part of the Ovale FIM championships or something like that, or?
Well, we got lended the bike by one of our friends, Jason Gay. They lended it to another person to use, and then he gave it to us so we could train on it for a bit.
Yeah, okay, awesome. And so you did that whole series. It's like on go-kart tracks, is that right? Because I'm not really that familiar with it. I know they're a small sort of road race style bike. So what's that series entail?
Well, they have a few different tracks. They're only on go-kart tracks, really.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get more tracks, so we're not riding the same few each time. Trying to get some more go-kart tracks to kind of let the Ovale series happen at those tracks. I think there was 2 new tracks this year because no one's been to Newcastle before, I don't think, for the Ovale. And the series was there this year.
Oh, yeah, awesome. And looking behind you, there's quite a few trophies and helmets there. Whose are those? And are they all yours, or are some of them granddad's, or do you call them granddad or pa, or?
Yeah, all the trophies back there are all mine, but the helmets are Dad's, the one above them. We've got more out in the big shed, like heaps scattered.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not all of them.
Not the way you ride. No way.
Do you want to step in at all time? You got anything to say?
Yeah, I never really get an opportunity to have a conversation with any junior riders. Yeah, I'd just like to know, you're on the 85, so you run a motocross rear tyre when you race Aussie dirt track?
We use the trials tires for all the flat track meets.
All right. So how did you feel when you jumped on the the 19s? Or actually, do you guys run 17s on the smaller bikes, do you?
17 front, 17 rear, Tom.
Yeah. So how did you feel when you jumped on that set? Did it take it like a fish to water, or was it a little bit getting used to?
Obviously there's less grip on those tires. Well, it depends what track, but mainly less grip. It took a bit to get used to, but with my style, I'm mainly quicker on the AFTN tires because I'm like the 17s because I'm a bit smoother. Like that's kind of my style. And on the trials tire, you can just smack on the throttle and it just handles it, and it's more forgiving. With the other tires, you kind of got to be more smooth and a bit, yeah.
All right. Do you trail the rear brake at all with the 17s, the American style tyre, or you just make sure you're smooth on the throttle the whole time?
I don't really trail the brakes. At some tracks you might have to, but so far I haven't really. I do a little bit, but not much.
Have you done any oil riding before? Because that's where we're off to next. Are you prepared for that, or do you think it will be similar to the bitumen, or what are your thoughts?
I've only done oil twice. I've been to Uganda once before we went to America. This is a bit of training to see what it would be like. And we've been to Kempsey before and tried that out. And every time I've rode the oil, I've loved it. So.
Oh, awesome! Oh, that's a positive. That's what you want. I don't know about you, mate, but I don't like that first corner at Gunnedah off the straight. It's everyone knows it because I always say it. It just drives me crazy. But Kempsey's an awesome track. I love Kempsey. That was very similar to Tamora. So yeah, I'll go to any of that or those two anytime. But Gunnedah, yeah, I can pass that one up. But I'm looking forward to coming and watching your race there. One thing I noticed with you, mate, Appen, especially on the TT track, you're hitting your marks pretty consistently. Is that something you practice in the backyard?
It's kind of just a habit at the moment, like taking the same line. If the track changes, I might try something different. But if it's working, I'll probably just stick to it.
So you don't set cones up in the backyard and try all different lines, and so that you're ready at a race meeting if you do need to change it up. That's just sort of a thing that's happening naturally, is it?
Well, we don't normally put cones up, but we have tried trying different lines. And at my track, we've obviously done heaps of laps, and I've kind of found the quickest line there.
Yeah, right. And so Matt, going all around the country with Jed, how's that as father-son bonding? I imagine it's pretty good. Have you had any spits in I know he's a handful. Look at him. You can't keep him still. Have you had any big blues or anything like that you want to share?
Oh, nothing too major. We've had our little moments, but no, most of the time we get along pretty well, and yeah, we're used to each other. We spend a lot of time in the van together, so we pretty much know how each other tick. So what upsets us and what doesn't. So
do you push the buttons very often, Jed, or it's better to leave it alone because he's driving?
I kind of know his limits, so we're singing along to a song or something.
Smart boy.
Yeah, awesome. So next year, if AFT ends all full steam ahead, which I imagine it will be, what do you guys got on the cards? Are you? We sort of bumped into each other at the Aussie titles the weekend just gone, and you mentioned things about road racing. Matt, I'll let you say it if you want to. If you don't want to, that's good too. But yeah, what's next year shaping up to be for you guys?
Next year, our focus will be heading back to America for the amateur nationals, and also the AFTN here. If they don't clash, hopefully they don't. So that's our two main goals, and we sort of overcommitted this year, I think, with the road racing and the flat track. And as much as it was an awesome experience, and we appreciate it and we love the road. We just think we might step back from the road racing series next year and just concentrate on the flat track. That's what Jed enjoys more, and so we'll do what he enjoys the most, and so we'll put our focus into that next year, I think.
Good man, Jed. I'm sick of hearing people going off to road racing. It's good to hear someone's choosing flat track and dirt track over top of road racing.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Awesome to hear. I was smiling actually since you told me that. I've been smiling. It's just warmed my heart. I know it's a small thing, but it's made me very happy, Jed, that you're enjoying it that much that you just want to stay focused on that. Do you have, I know you're very young and some of these questions you might not be able to answer. That's fine. Just say you're not sure. Do you have a bit of a long-term goal? Do you have a role model in America that you want to emulate, that you want to have similar success or maybe wipe off the table in a couple of years?
Well, I guess you could say one of my goals, I'd love to go over to America and be maybe an AFT racer, race the American flat track professionally, and kind of do something similar to Tom Jane. He's kind of someone I look up to because seeing what he's done and how far he's come and now what he's at, so pretty cool.
Yeah, and what about at home? Obviously, I think I actually didn't look at the points, and I don't want to jinx anyone, touch wood, but I think you might have already wrapped up the AFT in here. Let's hope that it all goes well at Canada for you as well. What about goals at home? You want to be the champion of the AFTN, and are you chasing any Aussie titles? Have you got any Aussie titles?
Before the Aussies at Raymond Terrace this year, I've never won an Aussie title. I've come on podium before, but I've never actually won an Aussie title. And it was my last ride on the 65 and the 80 mod, and it was pretty cool to win both titles on the bike on my last ride on them. So
yeah, awesome. So now you can say I'm a 2-time Australian champion already. Is that right? Have I got that right? 65s and 80? Yeah. I'm shocking with this sort of stat stuff. That's why I liked having Brendan on, because he loves stats and he's very good at it. And Tom's pretty good too, aren't you, Tom, with that sort of stuff? And and web searching, Tom's pretty good at that. So I'm just the pretty face that anchors it all. So you guys are obviously a racing family. You said you've got 2 sisters, is that right? Is that the only siblings you have?
Yeah, I've only got 2 sisters.
Yeah, and are they annoying? I live with a house full of girls, mate. There's no girls around. You can say it. It's all right. You won't get in trouble. Yeah?
It doesn't help that they're both older than me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think there might have been a bit of lag there. I could see your mouth moving. Maybe you just
No,
maybe you didn't really want
silent.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got Tom's thumbs up for staying silent. Yeah, I'm not quite that clever. So do the girls race at all, Matt, or have they ever raced?
No, they haven't raced, Darcy, but they have ridden over the years, and they'll ride at home and they'll do a few practice days on the flat track. But they're very hot and cold. They'll get keen for a little while, and then no, it's not for me. But they will have a ride here and there.
Yeah, cool. And so you're not the only Fyffe that's a racer. You came down to the Aussies not just to have a look, but you had a family member racing too, didn't you?
Yes, nephew Remy.
Yeah,
So.
number 23, and he got on the box, didn't he? What class was that in 250s?
I think he podiumed on the 250. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done a recap yet, Tom. I'm actually not sure how we're going to fit that in, but anyway, we'll work that out and go through the scores and points for everyone. It was good racing. Did you guys stick around the whole time and watch it, or?
Yeah, we watched the finals, and it was great. It was a really good meeting. Really enjoyed it. It was good just to actually be at the track and not be running around, and it was good just to enjoy the racing.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird feeling though, isn't it, when you're a spectator and actually not involved in that. Well, especially for you, like making sure bikes are good to go and all that sort of thing. And Jed would be concentrating on the racing. So, what did you think about watching Jed? Was all right, or were you going, I could smoke these kids, or?
When I first got there, it was good. And I'm like, I finally get a weekend off and I can actually watch and stuff. But as the day went by, I kind of got a bit bored and I wanted to have a ride. But
And did you see Tom's stack? Tom and Jimbo's stack on the sidecar?
No, we didn't. Jimbo was in getting taken out of on the ambulance when we were coming in. So no, we just missed it.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I think he's all good, isn't he, Tom?
he's a little bit worse for wear. They've kept him in hospital for a couple more days. I don't think he's in anything extremely serious, but he's a bit banged up.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's no good. And I haven't heard any word of Luke Wolf either, so hopefully he's okay. I did hear that he was not as bad as everyone thought, but yeah, best wishes to everyone that got injured, of course. It was pretty full on, high intensity. It was interesting actually, because I was doing a bit of filming and could walk through the pits and that sort of thing. The emotions were running pretty high. There was a few goggles being slammed around, and you sort of forget how passionate you can get over it, especially in the moment as a racer. Do you ever get like that, Jed?
I do get upset, but I've learned not to over exaggerate or throw your goggles or your helmet because it only ends up worse than it already is.
Yeah. Yeah, you end up like cracking the lens, or they're going, "Oh, that's another set of goggles you ruined," or
Especially when you're representing people, you
Yeah.
don't want to do them wrong because they're already helping out by sponsoring, so you don't want to do them wrong by throw your helmet or anything.
Yeah, awesome. That's very mature outlook. That's very very professional, and I can see that you are very professional. Every time that I do see you at a meeting, you are well composed, and you do your best to speak well on the podium. I was actually thinking just before, do you get up in the morning and practice in front of the mirror or anything like that? Yes, thank you very much. I'll accept that, and that sort of thing.
No, just before podium normally. It's hard with the AFT because you're pulling straight away. I kind of just have to make that up as I'm going. They don't normally ask who you thank as your sponsors, so I don't have to remember that. But at any other meet, I'll just go over the list of my sponsors and try to remember them all when I get up.
Yeah, you don't have it written on your leathers or something like that, or say, thank you. That's a tip, all right. That works.
I like it.
No, it's very good being over the practice, that sort of thing. I don't know if you listened to all our pods, but there was one with young Teo, and he's very good at talking, and him and his dad actually practice a bit off here. I hope that's all right to say, Teo. Actually, I didn't think about that. But yeah, it is a good thing to practice and get good at. It does definitely help you in the future, I think, with getting sponsors and that sort of thing as well. If you represent well, it's definitely something I look for in a rider when trying to decide who would come on our team and that sort of thing. So hats off to you, mate. You do a good job. So really love watching your race, actually. And I think you're gonna, if you keep it up, if you decide to keep it up, I think you're going to go a long way. What sort of is your dream bike? And I know this is a bit of a weird one, but what are you on at the moment?
Well, we just got a new SX 250, a KTM 250. So far, what I've done, it's probably my favourite bike. It's because
awesome.
Power-wise, but the 85, it's fairly new, and ever since we got it, it's been my favourite bike.
Right. Oh, so you're riding your dream bike, so that's even better. Do you what wheels are you running on your 250 at the moment?
Well, we're buying a set of 19s off one of our friends because we don't have the rims for the wheels yet, but once we'll put them back on. Yeah,
cool. So you're just running motocross wheels at the moment?
No, we are running 19s, but it's one of our friends' set.
Oh, right. Sorry, I misunderstood you. Right. Yeah, cool. And
company in Victoria that may supply wheels for those kind of bikes. If you get in touch with them, I think Darcy might be able to give you a link and maybe a discount code to purchase some.
Oh, that's shameless, mate. I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, you were. You just weren't going to do it on the pod.
Sounds good, Tom. I'll have to get his number when we're finished.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
Oh, I'm speechless.
I've got
Uh,
him.
oh, okay, yeah. So this is fun. What tyres have you selected to use? What brand are you using? Dunlops? Because is that what you're using on your 85 at the moment?
Well, you can't get Dunlop for the 85s over here.
Oh, can't you? The 17s. Yeah.
No.
We bring a set from America, and they've actually lasted because they're not tear easily. We actually bring it over, and we've been using that, but they've kind of worn out a bit, and you can't use them, so we kind of have to use Maxis, but they're still just as good.
Yeah, the Maxis. Well, are they the Maxis DTR ones? Are they the same as the senior tyre? Yeah, I like them too. They're really good. And the DT4, was it an R5? The ones you brought over, because they'd run the same compound, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. We just got a Dunlop front on the 85 and Maxis on the rear. Just 'cause we
Yeah,
don't-
okay.
But it seems to work good, and we've got.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because a lot of people like the Dunlop on the back and the Maxis on the rear. The R5's the harder compound, so I don't think it's that flash on the rear in our tracks. The R3 is what I noticed Daniel Wicks was using, and I think Dave Smith managed to pick some of them up, and they were much better because they're a bit softer like the Maxis. Yeah, so that's interesting. Though, as you know, we spoke today, Matt, and I don't know heaps and heaps about the junior stuff, and it's something I'm working on because I do want to support you guys a bit more and have it. That's why you're here, Jed, because we want our fans and listeners and other Aussie racers and that to know about you young guys a bit more because you're doing pretty amazing stuff. Like I'm pretty jealous of you already that you're getting to do all this racing at such a young age and go overseas. And you should give your dad a big hug after this and say thanks, Dad, because it's a pretty awesome feat, and not all kids get to do it, which I'm pretty sure he knows that. But yeah, you're pretty lucky, mate, to be able to go and race overseas. Yeah, and I hope you're loving every bit of it. And it looks like you guys are creating some great memories. I don't know how you can stand each other living in that van weekend after weekend, but you seem to be doing a good job of it. um, any other sports that interest you, or it's just bike?
Not really. I do a bit of AFL just in our hometown junior just for fun. It's like more for fun and just fitness. I probably would do a little bit of rugby because it's more of a hard contact sport. I wouldn't want to bust myself up doing not racing before I go out and race on the weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's debatable. You're saying AFL's safer than rugby. But no, they're both pretty brutal. I used to play league and rugby when I was a kid, and my daughters play AFL. And yeah, I think the Black Eyes are been about the same count at the moment. Now, I actually saw one of my middle daughter's mates break a collarbone playing AFL. So yeah, got slammed by a bigger player. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's debatable. But yeah, not trying to put you off AFL or anything. But
Well, it's kind of hard because our footy field, I can literally walk to it from our house, so I can just go straight there. We have to play under 14s because there's no under 12s team because our under 12s is Auskick, so I play under 14s. It's still just as good because I can kind of like run through their legs and stuff. Not literally, but because they're so I can just run past them.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, and what about you, Matt? Do you play any other sports or anything like that, or it's you're pretty dedicated to work and Jed by the sounds of it? It probably keeps you busy enough.
It does keep me pretty busy, but I still try and keep pretty fit. Like I do a bit of running and up in the hills and a bit of mountain bike riding, and try and go do a boxing session once a week with Jed and stuff like that. So yeah, we try and train together a little bit.
So is the boxing session how you vent on each other, or like is it full contact, or is it just like a boxing class?
It's just a circuit class, but yeah, we
Circuit class, yeah.
do get in a bit at the end of it sometimes.
And who wins, Jed?
Yeah.
Or shouldn't we discuss that? Yeah, we'll take the laughing as we're not going to discuss that. So moving along, you said your 250's your favourite bike so far. When you make it, let's say when you make it to the AFT in America, twins or singles?
Well, to start with, I'd probably want a single. I'm not sure of twins yet. I might hop on one. I'll just see how it plans out in the future, really.
Yeah, it's a wee way to go, but probably, as life does, it sneaks up on us pretty quick. Before you know it, you'll be 16, and next minute you'll be 18, and next minute you'll be on the twin, and yeah, it'll be awesome. What did you think of the? Our twins obviously aren't quite up to the pace of the American twins, but what did you think of the twins class at round 3 at Brisbane? Did you enjoy it? Did you like the sound? I love listening to them.
Yeah, they definitely sound good.
Did you think the racing was thrilling enough, or?
Maybe not as competitive as over there, but it's good that they're trying to bring it into Australia as well.
Yeah, I thought there was some good battles actually. What did you think, Matt?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's great for the sport, and the more twins that get out there, the better.
Yeah, I think these ones that we're running over here, not all of them, but some of them are a little bit more borderlining on a hooligan. Would that be right? Would I be right in saying that?
I think fair assumption. Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw a post somewhere about someone saying about them being a full-time class, and it might have even been Aussie Flat Track Nats. What do you think about that? Them being on every round, do you think that would be a good move?
I think it'd be great. I think it can only grow the sport. With the more classes that are aligned with America, the better.
And something we didn't really dive into. We know you've gone to America, but how did that actually all come about? Did you have contacts there already, or?
We didn't really. I've got a brother that lives in Florida. Nothing to do with motorbikes, but it was more when we first went, when Jed raced the 65, it was through the help of Matt and Lisa Drain. We formed up a bit of a team Australia, and a few Aussie kids got the opportunity to race over there. And Matt and Lisa were instrumental in helping us work out all the logistics and showing us the way over there. And couldn't have done it without them.
So they had already been there with Tom for the AM Nationals, had they? Or
yeah, they'd been there with Tom and Sam had been there, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So they sort of knew how to do it, and were a great help.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Sam, he's been going really well over there with his racing too. You guys would be a similar age, wouldn't you? Or is he a little bit older?
Yeah, he's a year older than me.
Yeah, right. So did you race him over here at all?
Yeah, I'd race him in the 85 class. I haven't got a chance to race him in 250, even though he actually hasn't been here. He hasn't raced the 250 this year properly, I don't think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they, obviously they've got commitments over there now by the looks of it. When the AFTN grows even more, it'll be interesting to see if they come back and Sam does a bit of racing over here as well as over there. But like you said, it will depend about if the schedules line up or clash or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, what were you going to say?
They're back at the moment, so hopefully we see them both at Gunnedah, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I don't get the privilege of an early riders list, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they've entered or not, but yeah, that would be awesome. So you get to race him there, then, won't you? He's 14 then. No, you're 12, so he's 13. Do you think?
He's 13.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you should get to race him. That'd be awesome. Any other questions, Tom?
No, I had 3 of them, but you snuck them in there. So, yeah, you've taken it away from me for once.
Oh, yeah. Well, as you can tell, we're totally winging it. I try not to write down too many or script too much. I know you have a pretty hefty list of sponsors. Did you want to mention some of them, Jed?
You've put him on the spot again.
Where's your levers?
Condi, Gasmodo, Aussie Metalcraft, KBC Plumbing, Race Centre, Track Right Suspension, RCC Electrical, Murray Valley Training Centre, Mototech Canberra, Mike Butler, 64 Degree, and the Grinning Dingo.
Yeah, awesome. That takes a fair crew to help you achieve what you've been achieving, doesn't it? So you've been doing a bit of work with Chaz Hearn, I see.
Yep, Chaz is a great help of ours, and he's come to all the Ovale rounds with us this year and helped out as a rider coach. And we spend a lot of time with Chaz at the Murray Valley Training Centre on the road bikes, and I've done a bit of coaching out there. We've helped him out there over the years, and he's a good mate, and he helps a lot of juniors, and we can't thank him enough.
Yeah, awesome. And have you taken the 85 out on that Murray Valley training circuit?
Yeah.
Ever tried that?
Not the Katie.
Oh,
Your KDM?
I've tried motard, yeah.
You haven't tried that yet?
I started on, I'm pretty sure I started on a 80 mod on the road with some road tyres on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Done any actual proper motard kind of riding yet.
Yeah, right. Or even just track riding on a dirt bike with road tyres is a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder too, because I've actually want to go out there one of Chaz's days and take my 450 with the 19s on it and cut some laps because, yeah, I want to see what it's like. I imagine it won't be that dissimilar than oil.
It's a great hard track. It's a good size for a 450, and yeah,
because the straights aren't that long, are they?
No.
Yeah, and lots of turnings. So yeah, no, it would be good.
It's fun.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks so much for staying up, Jed. What time's your bedtime? When are you meant to be in bed?
Normally 8:30.
Mine too.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, we're right on the money then. If we start winding it up now, by the time I stop bashing on, because usually when I say we wind it up, it takes another 20 minutes. So would that be about right? Do you have a cup of tea or a Milo or something before you go to bed? What are you laughing for?
Just you fossil.
What, I have a cup of tea every night before I go to bed.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. It shows.
8:30, I put my slippers on.
Yeah.
Tonight, you won't be able to see because I got my virtual background on, but it's Crocs tonight. I'm wearing my Crocs.
Ah.
Yeah. You can tell we're not used to having kids on here, can't you, Jed?
Yeah.
It's fair enough. We don't know what to say to you.
Yeah. It's kind of hard because sometimes I don't know what to say either.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's something we can definitely agree on. Yeah, well, it has been fantastic chatting to you. I'm glad we've been able to get you on here and introduce you to Australia. And do you know that we actually have 16 countries that listen in? So people around the world now have got to know a little bit more about Matt and Jed Fyffe, which I think is fantastic. That was the whole idea of the podcast in the first place, because you're an awesome racer, as I've already said, and I hope you keep going on this journey and keep enjoying it. And always look after yourself, Jed, and don't feel pressure from any of us. It's always your decision to whether you're racing or not. But we love what you're doing at the moment, and I wish you all the best for all your racing in America and Australia. And yeah, keep showing up, keeping the AFTN alive, because it's young guys and your parents like you and girls that are turning up and supporting these rounds and series and helping it grow. And I can't wait to see you once you graduate onto that 250, because that 250 light, it's called junior light class in the AFTN is fantastic to watch. I don't know what you guys think about that, but if you go through all the stats and all the results, you'll see that they're matching some of the fastest 450 riders, and I think that's really exciting. So you'll have a good 3 years on that before you step up onto a 450 and start winning all those races.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon? You're up for the challenge?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, if Tom, you haven't got any other questions, don't want to tell us what your bedtime ritual is?
Nah, not tonight. I'll be pretty flat out tonight with the amount of work that I do. But I'd just like to say congratulations on your career so far. You're you're such a young rider, and what you've achieved at the moment now is phenomenal. And I can't wait to see you race at Gunnedah and see how you go with the I guess a good competition on oil. And interesting to see how you go in the AMA Nats next year too.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your help and support. It's great what you guys are doing.
Yeah, thanks. Anything you want to add, Matt, apart from that? Like, was there any sponsors that Jed didn't have written on his forearm, or?
You got it pretty much covered. MSC Moto is a local Australian-made company that does steering dampeners. I think Jed might have missed them. They do a great job with steering dampeners and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, good local Australian-made company. So yeah, like to support them as well.
Awesome.
So do you actually use a steering dampener, Jed?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's something I've never tried, but maybe that's what I'm missing. I have to check them out now. Now I've got their name. I'll give them a ring. I'll say Jed sent me that way, and you'll get a bonus. How's that?
Because I'm not strong enough to hold on the 250 yet, we need one on the 250 and the 85 because on the 17s, the front wheel's heavier than Charles tyre or motocross front tyre. So it shakes a bit more. So it's handy just to have it on, even if it's not on a lot, it just helps to reduce the,
Just reduces the chance of tang slapping and falling off. Yeah. Give us a flex. I thought you'd be pretty muscly, wouldn't you? Aren't you doing a bit of weights? Yeah, look at that. Yeah. The boxing should be helping. A few more chin-ups and you'll be right. You won't need a steering dampener. All good, mate. It's all part of growing up. Your strength is going to get there. And once again, we'll sign off. Thanks so much for joining us. And we look forward to catching you trackside. And Tom brought the professionalism. I second everything he said with all your racing journeys. So until next time, guys. Keep it sideways.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Cheers.
What a fantastic young man. You can follow all Jed's AFTN results and journey on the AFTN website. And of course, we thank our partners, Europa Fencing, Classic Wheel Spokes, Otway Hydro Blasting, and shreddesign.co for all their support. Keep it sideways. Until next time, go Flat Tracker.
Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.